Sometimes, if you and I know the powers deposited in some parts of our body, then believe me, we will not fail to use these parts of our body effectively for our own good. Welcome. Thank you for always stopping by. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Please, if you haven't subscribed, could you please kindly click the subscribe button? And if you have subscribed, Gloria Chizio is saying thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. I thank God Almighty, He who created each and every one of us in His own image and likeness. So today, let's talk about one part of our body that probably you don't know how you can use it to maximize your own life, that probably you have seen or heard someone use it against you or against someone and you call them bluff, especially if you are guilty. Now, just like the tongue, the mouth, there's power in your mouth, there's power in your tongue, you've always heard about, it's not only the tongue that has spiritual significance or power or secret in it. One other part of your body that also has powers deposited in it by God, by the universe, is your fist, your hand, your palms, whichever you want to call it. Now, let's talk about how you can use your fist to change your life. Very effective if you do it consistently. Have you heard of, I'm going to tell us 2 ways how you can do it perfectly to get a perfect result. But before I proceed, let me ask you something. Have you seen someone or have you offended someone and the next thing you saw them do is they hit their fist on the ground angrily, and you actually know that it hurts when you do that. They hit their fist on the ground angrily and they spoke some ways. That is no joke. They are connecting with the ground, the power of the sand, the power of the ground. That was a very powerful thing that has been done, but you don't know. You see it as a mere thing physically. After all, no be just ordinary hand they hit for ground. It's not ordinary hand. Especially if you are guilty of whatever it is that is making them angry or that is making them hit their fist, their palm, their hand on the ground. If you're not guilty, go about your day. Or if you know you are guilty, okay, let me take for example, there are a couple of persons in a house, in a room, and something is missing, and you know you're the one that picked this thing. Then this person asks, who took my pen? No one answers, and out of anger they say, okay, and this, they hit their hand on the ground. You will see what I will do. This, even if they don't do anything, you see that hand they hit on the ground. Please find a way to just go and tell them, I am sorry, I did it, please forgive me. And if you can, tell them to reheat that hand on the ground and say a word of, you must have gotten their forgiveness before you start talking about them reversing what they say and also hitting their hands on the ground. Now, I'm just trying to make you understand what it means. But let's talk about how you can use it prayerfully by the grace of God to overcome. Are you encountering some things in your life? Nothing seems to work? Or do you want to judge your enemies? Judgment is for God, we know. But when you pray and you ask God to destroy the works of your enemies, to do this, you are judging them in the right way. Now, do you want to judge the enemies of your life? Maybe someone or those that are doing some things and all that. See, there are times you need to exhibit this holy anger, not always, but sometimes you need it. Now, while you are speaking, especially in the morning, standing barefooted, while you are speaking, saying, pouring out your heart to God, speaking out your heart to God, or speaking out your heart generally. Now, take for example, you hit your hand on the ground. Please, a little, don't go on. It's hot. Whenever I do it, 2 days I will not do it, because yes, sometimes there are things you just bring out the anger in you and say, God, you understand? So you hit your hand on the ground, your fist. Some people say it's fist, some people say it's palm. Anyone, you understand it. You hit your fist on the ground and say, from today on, you this, I put an end to you. From today on, this, that. You are hitting your fist. You are connecting with the ground, the power of sand, the power of the ground. Sand, soil, or whatever you call it, has its own very powerful energy. I don't know if you understand. This is like a very powerful judgment. You can be praying in the Christian way and hitting your hand on the ground. From today on, any man that said that will not succeed. From today on, anyone that is pouring some sand in my gari, you understand what I'm trying to say? You know, as if they do you, you know what is bothering you. Maybe you are praying, you are having a midnight prayer and all that. Hit your fist on the ground. Let your word enter the ground. Let your words connect with the ground. You are speaking, you're hitting your fist on the ground. You are giving authority. Seal. Do you know what you're doing when you hit your fist on the ground? You are saying, I have said it, and as I have spoken, so shall it be. I have said it, and as I have spoken, so it shall be sealed. I have said it, and as I have spoken, so it shall be destroyed. You understand what I'm trying to say? Then again, let's talk about one other thing. This is a spiritual exercise. You know, sometimes there are some little things we do, but spiritually they are very powerful. Believe me. Now, another way you can use this, you can use your palm. If you are using anything and all these natural spiritual things, you understand there is power in your right hand. Your right hand. Even if probably you are accustomed with using your left hand, you understand. There are some persons, we call them left-handed persons. Even if you're a left-handed person, when you're missing your spiritual bath, your spiritual thing, or whatever it is you want to use for spiritual purpose, use your right hand to steer it. Use your right hand to pray into it. Then if it is something that requires you maybe to lick it, use your middle finger, your right hand, to lick whatever it is. If it is something that requires you to use your a finger to stir, use your middle finger, the right hand, to stir it. Now, these are very, very, very simple but effective spiritual exercises that works, and sometimes we neglect some of these things, not knowing that there are things you can just do maybe without doing anything further, and by the grace of God you liberate yourself. By the grace of God, that problem will be a thing of the past without you going to do anything further. Now, basically what I'm trying to talk about is the power of your fist, the power of your right hand, the power of your middle finger when you are doing anything spiritual, prayer, work, and all that. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. It's not another person but Gloria Chizzy. Thank you.